Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to the WWE Backlash Post-Show Press Conference. My name is Byron Saxton, and we are here just minutes after WWE Backlash. We are going to get straight to it with our first guests, the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jordana and Daisy Kingsley.
Thanks, Byron. Glad to be here.
That's great to hear, because I heard you, and you alone got a lot of questions to be answered.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Ask away.
First question comes from I Am Drawing Stuff on YouTube. Have you and Atlas thought of making a baby?
What? First question, and it's already a weird one. At the moment, no, obviously. We're like 4 years into our relationship, and we haven't even gotten through marriage. I'm still waiting, Atlas. And if we had a child now, that would add up more years of absence for me at least. So, if anything, what we're right now is basically preparing for our future kids so that they can live the best life possible.
Alright, next question is also for Jordana. The first question of many.
Wait, many? For just me? How many questions can we answer?
Well, each of our 3 to 4 guests can answer up to 3 to 4 questions before we get to the next one.
Okay, so what are the next questions?
These questions are from King Aso5 on YouTube. You have about 5 questions. Would you like to answer them all?
Damn. Am I allowed to rapid fire answers? Like, can I just go through all of them as quick as I can so Daisy can finally answer a question?
You can do that. Just remember that there's a time crunch here.
Of course. You say them, Byron, and I'll answer them.
All right. Which brand do you prefer, Raw or SmackDown?
I like both brands, but if I had to pick one now, it's SmackDown.
How's your relationship with TBD?
We never had a relationship to begin with. Plus, their promoters are more garbage than the mess they make in their shows.
What is the worst you ever experienced?
If we're talking about my pro wrestling career, then it's getting fired by WWE 4 years ago for no good reason.
Do you love the Women's World Championship or WWE Women's Championship?
Since I've actually held the title itself, I'll just go with the WWE Women's Championship.
Last question. If you became GM, which brand would it be?
Well, I have been thinking about taking control of the Raw brand. There are just so many annoying and stubborn superstars there today that could really use some adjustments.
Now before you ladies go, don't worry. There's one question for Daisy Kingsley.
Hello, Daisy. I'm Brave Seltzer from Wrestling Descry News. Some of us noticed yesterday on SmackDown that you have been keeping a close eye on the Undisputed WWE World Heavyweight James Crimson. Can you confirm that there's something growing there between you two, and that this will lead into something more interesting between you and him?
I'll answer that question with more questions. First, what do you want to know? What exactly are we confirming here? Was there any rumor to begin with? There's no rumor of anything. Is it bad that I met James the past week? Am I not allowed to talk to anybody new around here? Whatever source, you probably heard that from his bullshit.
Alright, I guess that's all from you guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for asking the worst question I've ever heard. Actually, it's not even a question, it's a delusional take.
Up next, we have the new WWE United States Champion, Atlas Buzz Carter.
You know, Jordana was just telling me about the lighting in this room. You guys got the whole sun in here.
That's not on me, but sorry you're going through it. Anyways, our first question to you is from Nicolas Morit 3317 on YouTube. If y'all were in a battle royal, who would win out of all of you between the men and women?
That's an interesting question, but here's the thing, I don't. Those new guys. The current world champions. I don't know much of those guys yet, but what I can say for everyone that were in the same faction as me at the time, we've all have outdone the odds from this place to round the world, so assuming who would win this is not easy. I can't speak for all of the women, but I do genuinely believe Jordana can definitely win a women's battle royal. I'm not saying that because she's my girlfriend, but she has accomplished a lot in this company actually. I think she's a Grand Slam champion after that tag title victory. She's a Grand Slam champion and a Royal Rumble winner for the men's. I'm not going to assume it'd be me. I could say me, but I do believe Tritonal King can pull it off. He's pinned Buzz, The Lock, and Tree within a year a long time ago, and I know that's just pinning, but even in a battle royal, I think he can do it.
All right, next question.
Hi, Buzz. Robin Ray from Women Who Fight. Growing up, you had a chaotic history coming into the world of professional wrestling. As the superstar you are today, if you had the chance to give advice to Buzz 10 years ago, what would you tell him?
Well, to be honest, Robin, I probably would have given him a lot of advice, since I've made so many mistakes in my WWE career that I totally regret, but if I could give myself one advice ahead of time, I'd tell myself to just think ahead. If you heard any sort of advice or offer by anyone else, you have to think about the consequences, the cost, and the possible outcomes to any of those things. If I knew better then, I probably would have never went to BCW. Even if I knew Baron that well, I would have never bragged about getting my NXT contract, or maybe even try to beg other superstars for their approval to use their special move against somebody else. There's a lot of things I regret. Those are just a few of them.
Okay, last question.
Hey, Atlas. Justine from Ruthless Digressions.
Justine, you got a question for me? Don't you work here?
I do, but I'm just doing this for the fun of it. Anyways, my question. I know you and most of your friends have spent the last 3 to 4 years in Hollywood and working your way through fame to get back here. How does it feel to finally drop the acting gig and return to a WWE ring?
Now, not gonna lie, it was fun. Big props to Tritonal and Viola King for making that possible. They really made our time within the past 4 years supremely entertaining. Never in my life I'd imagine myself on television besides WWE. The dedication and effort it took for us to just come back here shows that we love this company more than this company could love us. Pro wrestling will forever be #1 to me, but at least I know that if something goes wrong here again, I got another thing on my resume to possibly look back into. So, even if this company still hates us, it feels great to be back.
All right, Buzz, thanks for coming, and congrats on becoming United States champion once again.
Thanks for having me.
And now our final guest. He is still the WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, the workhorse James Crimson.
So, how's everyone's night going? I see some shocked faces around here. I mean, no disrespect to my opponents, but this is the reason I'm called the workhorse. It's not just some nickname given, it's a proven fact at this point. I've proven myself for the past, 1,281 days now that I'm no fluke. I know that sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I think T's time for the returning folks in the back to find out who I am and what I'm all about. Oh, and nice to meet y'all, by the way.
Congratulations on retaining your titles once again. Now one person has asked a series of questions for you to answer. Earlier, Jordana Rallin was given similar questions and she rapidly answered them. Would you like to answer them rapidly?
Sure thing.
All right, first question. Which brand do you prefer, Raw or SmackDown?
Raw? Regal is a great GM and The Miz is nowhere close.
Will you ever revisit your rivalry with Gunther?
Well, now that he's no longer the Intercontinental Champion, I hope he comes through for round 2.
What is the worst you ever experienced?
In WWE. I wouldn't say it was the worst, but it was basically the entire first year of my WWE career. Long story short, it wasn't an easy start being the new kid around. It's crazy how the tables have turned.
How's your friendship with Balor coming along?
It's going well, though we are in good terms. If me and him somehow cross paths in a non-friendly way, then I'm all in for the challenge. He's a good friend, but has the potential to be a great opponent.
You heard from Jacob Cass, Buzz, Trey, or The Lock?
Specifically, Trey. Isn't that the guy I just defeated a few minutes ago in the ring? Yeah, I'm sure him and his wife aren't talking to me after that one, Jacob. I've heard of him. Him and my stepfather have been friends for years, but I've never met him in person. Buzz, the guy who was just here a minute ago, I just saw him walk through the curtains. He didn't offer to say hi, he just bounced out. And The Lock, I don't know him personally, but from what I've been hearing about him is that he's the troublemaker among the many names during his time here. I heard that he's made many dumb decisions that led him to getting fired not once but twice. So no, I haven't heard anything from him, but I'll tell you this. Him not reaching out to me is probably his best decision yet because he doesn't want to mess with the workhorse.
Last one. Do you like up, up, down, down?
Yes. If Austin wishes to include me, then I'd be happy to join. You know, I'm something of a gamer myself.
Alright, since you've answered a lot of those questions, would you like to answer one more?
How about 2 more?
Sure thing. Next question.
Greetings, James. Coney-thon from Call Beneath Wrestling. Though this question was asked earlier, it's probably best to hear it from you. Based on rumors that the fans and observers have been speculating, what are your thoughts on Daisy Kingsley?
Another specific name. Well, I heard she just won the Women's Tag Team Championship. Good for her and Jordana. Look, I don't know what exactly are the rumors, and I don't see why there should be speculation around a conversation I had with someone I just met. If you want my thoughts on her, she's her alright. She's proved herself in the ring tonight, and I'm sure she will continue that dominance going forward.
Final question.
Hello, champ. Back Jerry from Bundle Joe Wrestling News. Like you said yourself, you have been champion for 1,281 days and counting. Let's say you hypothetically lost your championships. What would James Crimson do next if he were to lose both his championships?
That's a good question. To keep things short, I'd probably either work my way back to it, obviously.
Well, that concludes our time here at the WWE Backlash Post-Show Press Conference. James, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.